I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. If y'all can hear the sound of my voice, put your city, your state, your country, your island, wherever you are from, into the chat so we can get it started, okay? We are talking about Married to Medicine. We are almost at the end of this thing. Episode 14. Let's see. I see Arizona in the house. What's up? What's up, Sherry? What's up, Lady D Keys? Anyone that you see with a purple wrench behind, or a purple wrench, blue wrench, however it shows up on your screen, they are here to make sure you have a good time. They are the moderators. So welcome to the moderators. Okay, I see a couple of y'all coming in. There is a poll at the top of the chat. So make sure you take the poll, because I want to know how y'all feel about, it's mainly Dr. G saying he needs them to pick sides. He feels abandoned by the cast, and he's asking, similar to how Martell was asking, that people pick sides. Who you gonna go with? Quad and that motherfucker, or me? Okay, what's up, Seattle, Washington? What's up, Chicago? What's up, Miami? You said Florida is coming through for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate every single one of y'all who come through and hang out for, a little bit to talk about these TV shows. St. Louis is in the house. What's up, St. Louis? What's up, Chicago? Y'all already know, child, I've been a little bit of everywhere. I lived a little bit of everywhere too. So come on in. We are talking about Married to Medicine. Things is getting heated over there. Right now, I told y'all in my last review, if you watched it, I said it definitely looked like when Toya and Letitia were talking, Letitia sounded like she was saying, I'm done with the show. And in fact, without them breaking the fourth wall, the conversation that Toya was having with her is, do you want me to fight for you to stay on the show because of everything that was going on? So come on in, you guys. And T said, I'm with my husband. Whatever my husband choose is how I'm going to roll. What's up, Marilyn? Now, this week, we have the same question being posed to Dr. G. And Dr. G is like, yeah, y'all got to pick a side. I'm not doing this with y'all. What's up, Banton Rouge? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. If every argument ended in charges, there would be no reality TV show. Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, here's the thing with Dr. G. Dr. G went right on down to the HR, okay, and filed a complaint. So there was a formal investigation. We all know a formal investigation that happened over there with him and King, and they pulled King off the show and said, well, basically he's not allowed to film with the group until the conclusion of that investigation. So charges were filed, and according to Quad, the police department said this isn't a case. This isn't anything that we can do. The shit happened on TV. Y'all didn't even put hands on each other. So there's no big deal. Same thing happened with HR. I'm assuming we're going to find out next week, because we know they're all going to be in the same room together. Let's see. I'm on Quad and King's side. Okay. Waiting for the finale. Looks like they will be coming for Quad, the fraud again. That's what she gets. Okay. Well, let's talk about it. Listen, there's not a lot of places you can get paid to be petty, like in real life. You know what I'm saying? Reality TV is a place where people get paid to be petty. You might not get away with it at your real job, because people might get tired of you and you get, the boot. But on reality TV, this is a place where this kind of shit thrives. So we have to see. What's up, Review Hour? Welcome to the chat. This is a place where this kind of stuff thrive. They want for people to tune in to watch. So Leah, listen, it's some stuff. The problem is, if from the outside looking in, the problem is that there is a group of people who understands filming a little bit differently than Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea's new. And so she's taking things a lot more personally. Someone put this in my chat and they said it perfectly. They said, everyone on the show is doing reality TV while the people that feels the most wounded is just doing reality. And you have to realize that when they say cut and people start packing up, it's time to go. You got to compartmentalize some of that stuff so that it doesn't, go with you. Now, I'm going to tell you, RHOA is real good at that, right? We saw, what's her name? Cynthia mule kicked Portia. There's not a lot of people who would get mule kicked and then be calling each other on the phone. Not a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, bitch, we enemies for life. That's real life. That's real life. TV though, you get over it real fast when you need to get them checks back. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, come on in, everybody. We are talking about Married to Medicine, and I'm getting started, okay? Y'all know every time they open Married to Medicine, they always like to show you everybody's individual family group. They'll either show them at work or at home, and everybody was talking, being cute. But there was a scene between Heavenly, her daughter, Alora, and her husband, Damon. Her and her husband, Damon, are sitting on the couch. Heavenly brings up the credit card charges. I guess they are paying for Alora, her credit card. I know she is back in Atlanta. What is she doing here? I guess she left school. She was in Florida, right? Begged to go to Florida and be at school. And I think she was down there for maybe 2 semesters, and she came right back home. Now, I understand she is just doing her classes online, but she got a penthouse suite someplace, child. And daddy is paying for everything. So they are calling their daughter to say, girl, we talked to you about the budget and the charges, because she is balling out. And Alora picked up the phone and said, Mommy, this ain't a good time, baby. Goodbye. Mommy, this ain't a good time, baby. Goodbye. Okay. When I tell y'all that shit floored me. Heavenly raised that girl child. She speaks just like Heavenly. She talked to her mama just the way her mama talked to everybody else. I thought it was hilarious. When I saw Quad lying on Dr. Jackie at the beach, I knew then that Quad had forgotten everything that she had done, that was done to her. Yeah. Listen, you get a $700,000 check, it'll probably make y'all forget too. We love to act like it's just for money, but baby, they got bills to pay, just like you got bills to pay at your job. A lot of us swallow our pride, go back into that shitty ass office that we're working in or wherever it has to be, and finish our jobs. We all do. You might hope you can get moved from this cubicle to this cubicle, but you got bills to pay. And they $700,000 bills, okay? They've created a lifestyle that matches that paycheck. So they're going to do what it takes to come back to it. At the end of the day, most people will. I know that there's a lot of, people who think it can't be for money. And I don't know where these people live, where money doesn't, have a major focus on how you live your life. But for most people, it does. It pays for houses, cars, clothes, water, utilities, all the things. So think about that. How many times have you swallowed your pride when something went down at work and went right back into that office to make sure you kept your health insurance, got a paycheck, kept your 401k or whatever else you got going on? They are no different, just in a different tax bracket, a much different tax bracket for some, right? So we got to keep that in mind. But at the end of the day, Heavenly got her daughter hung up on her, okay? Next, we have Simone and Jackie. They are having lunch in the office the way they always do. And And Jackie is catching Simone up on Phaedra basically leaving the show. For what? For another paycheck. Phaedra didn't just walk out because she had, character, morals, and standards. She walked out because she got another offer over there on RHOA, but she made sure she left with a bang, okay? So Dr. Jackie saying, listen, Phaedra says we a bunch of mean girls. She don't want to hang with us or deal with us, so she will not be back. That's what Dr. Jackie is telling her. And she said that it all boiled down to Apollo being invited to the vacation, the beach, okay? And she said, I'm like, we didn't have shit to do with it. And we were under the impression that you knew Apollo was coming because that is what Heavenly told them. And they keep playing us the same exact flashback. It is Dr. Heavenly saying, do you mind? And Phaedra point blank saying, no, we're in a good place. I think it'll be fine. And not only did she say that, but Heavenly says, why don't you be the one to do the invite? So it all got pushed in Phaedra's lap. Go on ahead and invite them. That way, this shit doesn't happen. Then she also said there was a difference between what happened on the reunion, because y'all know Apollo came to the reunion. They're like, we wouldn't even met Apollo if it wasn't for you. You invited that man to the reunion. What do we get? Another flashback, because that's what Bravo does, okay? We got Andy Cohen sitting there like, well, what's going on? You invited Apollo, is what Andy says. Phaedra said, well, everybody had been asking about him all season, so I wanted them to see we get along. We're good. So Phaedra did what Phaedra does best, okay? Phaedra knows how to put it on, turn it on, and sometimes people buy it. They're buying it for this one, for whatever the reason, but Phaedra snaked everybody when she walked out of there. She walked out of there and said, F all y'all. F everybody on American Medicine. I don't give a shit about y'all. Y'all done made me pay this damn $40,000. You could. Did they give that check back? I thought I heard that she was complaining about it, and Dr. Jackie ended up giving her 40K back, because Dr. Jackie did say we met our goal. We were supposed to raise 100,000. They only raised 60. Phaedra wrote the difference. So yikes. Anyway, they had that little conversation. They also discuss Dr. G and how he made a whole rap song. I didn't even know it was a rap song. I thought it was just a song. But she said he made a whole rap song about how he's sick and tired of Quad Child and everybody, trying to bounce on his head. They basically start laughing their asses off. It was a funny moment. Y'all know how Jackie and Simone do. They talk about everybody, okay? Let's see. Denise said that she is Team Dr. G and Team and Sweet Tea. Quad isn't married to medicine, and neither is that Rena man she is with. She needs to exit. All right. I understand, child. Moving on. The only person that get paid, though, remember this, is Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea is the only person on the show to get paid, not Dr. G. Okay, so next up, we got Heavenly and Dr. Contessa. Now, I want y'all to pay very close attention to Dr. Contessa, because Dr. Contessa, she moves up and down. And I know a lot of people think that she has Sweet Tea's back. But like I said in a previous review, the second Dr. Contessa let Quad pull up at her house with that damn birthday invitation and said, oh, are you going to give Sweet Tea is here? Are you going to give her hers? She was like, oh no, baby, we got to go. And then she went into her house and said, maybe you should go home so that you can get yours, knowing full well she didn't have one. That told us everything we needed to know. Contessa could have said anything else, like, girl, I don't want to break this to you, but I think she's snubbing you or something like that. She was playing with Sweet Tea. And she made her look a little stupid, because Sweet Tea did expect an invite. I don't care what anybody says. She was staring out that door like, it's me. It was bad. But anyway, Heavenly and Dr. Contessa are sitting here. I don't know what the hell Dr. Contessa is drinking, but it has gin in it. Okay. And Heavenly comes and like, what you drinking, darling? Okay. Because we know that Heavenly likes to take one back every once in a while. Contessa said, you can have mine. I'll get another one. She said, nope, nope, nope. What's in it? I don't even like gin. And then she asked the waiter to make her a dirty Shirley. Make me a dirty Shirley, okay? That shit floored me. A dirty Shirley, that ages her a little bit. Let's see. Hey, come on in, come on in. And they basically rehash their problems, which I think we're all tired of. But they are finally having this one-on-one. You know, they got along. They've been getting along a little bit, at least being cordial. So now they are sitting down and hoping that they can really pack away their differences. Only they can't. Contessa has the same feelings she always had. Dr. Heavenly said, listen, you told me that your husband was abusive. She said, did I? Did I say that? Did I say abusive? She said, yes. And if you recall, I told you, you need to shut your mouth if you are going to stick it out with this man. Stop putting these rumors out here, letting social media take over, letting whomever take over. Your husband is a doctor. Nobody wants to walk into an environment or make a doctor's appointment, and she's right, with a man they think is abusive. You started that shit, right? And she said, I never used the word abusive. I said volatile. I'm sorry. Contessa, it does kind of mean the same thing. So Heavenly said, doesn't that mean the same thing? She said, no, it does not. Heavenly said, listen, can we just agree to disagree? Because I cannot. I don't, darling, I don't have it for you, okay? So Contessa said, we're going to have to. In fact, why don't we take this moment right here to be our new beginning? Leave everything else in the past. We're going to start to get to know each other from this moment moving forward. Dr. Heavenly said, if we don't talk about this shit again ever in life, it'll be too soon, okay? So she accepts, they shake hands, child. They make this pact to move forward, and it blows right on up. But we'll get there. Contessa also shares with Dr. Heavenly that they are having a fight against diabetes event. Contessa sits as a chair for Georgia for the Diabetes Foundation, which is absolutely fantastic. These women are smart as you know what, okay? They are movers and shakers. But she lets her know that's what's going on, and she said, I'm inviting everybody in the group. Heavenly is off camera like, why would she do that when we all had a conversation? Hell, it actually was Contessa who brought it to our attention that Dr. G filed charges against King. This is a recipe for disaster. She said, but you can't tell Contessa nothing, so we'll just let it be. She said, but an event like this, you would think that she would want it to go well. Okay, let's see. I wonder if Bravo would get into serious trouble later for not paying the spouses. This lacks, don't know. Bravo's been running the same play for over 2 decades. So I think they got it. They used to not pay the actual talent. If you guys listen to a story, Kenya did an interview where she said that she had actually worked on RHOA for free because they didn't know if they wanted to actually give her a peach. She said, I was going on, they weren't paying me anything, but because RHOA was the hottest ticket in town, people were willing to do it. Finally, she said, I'm not doing this shit. Y'all either give me a check, let me know if I'm here or if I'm gone. And that's when they gave her the villain role. And she played the villain role marvelously. She never complained. It was absolutely great. Okay. I wouldn't give a bitch hating ass. Contessa, that's a no-no, especially when they talk bad about me and my husband and my passed away mom. I don't rock like that. Well, Contessa wants she wants her stethoscope back. Just an FYI, we just had this conversation, Denise. Contessa got fired last season because they needed her paycheck to pay Phaedra. She got a chance to come back as a friend of the show, and she came back with bells on. Okay? So there you have it. There you have it. I know y'all want to think these people are better than you. They're not. They will work for the check too, okay? But anyway, at the end of the day, Contessa says she's inviting every damn body. It is what it is. She will not cut anyone out from the group, and she don't care what anybody feels. All right, moving on. We got Eugene and Toya. Child, Eugene is sitting here trying to bandage his foot. He broke his foot because he let you know that the what is it called? The something bed, the flatbed of the truck. I guess he had a golf cart. Golf cart ran out of energy. Toya forgot to recharge it. He had to have it towed back to his house, and he's walking around the truck when everybody tells you, stay away from the flatbed when they start moving that damn thing up and down. Anyway, it went down and it broke his foot in 2 places. So he is sitting here trying to bandage his foot. He said he's in a lot of pain. He's trying to take care of himself, okay? Toya walks into the room and she gets busy. She tries to talk to him about her meeting with Sweet Tea. She lets him know what happened. And she said, at the end of the day, she's just unsure if Sweet Tea wants to be a part of this group. She said she talked to her. She tried to get her to understand you've had multiple incidents on this show or with the group, and we've all given you grace. We've all shown you empathy. Is there any way you could use yourself as an example, is what Toya says to her husband. Is there any way that you could use yourself as an example, Sweet Tea, when you are talking to your husband? Help him see reason, because both of y'all, like, there's been wrong on both sides at this point. Y'all just need to reel it in and stop making this such a big deal. But she says she doesn't think that she wants to be a part of the group at this point. Eugene says, I had the same conversation with Dr. G. And at the end of the day, he feels like we are picking sides. He said we didn't know King, and last year Quad wasn't a part of the group. So at this point, we got to let them make the best choice for them. We shouldn't even be in it, okay? I don't even understand how we are part of this whole pick and side shit. But from what it sounds like at this point, this man is saying he feels disrespected. He feels like his wife was disrespected. His marriage was disrespected. And if all of these things are true, plus they are saying that the show, without breaking the fourth wall, this is a conversation that they are having. You are saying that the show is wreaking havoc on your marriage, then you have to make a decision, the show or your marriage, because the show is going to be the show, okay? So at the end of the day, Toya said, I agree. Nobody should allow the show to interfere with their marriage. She gets up, she kisses Dr. G on the lips and sends him on his way, okay? So it is the end of that. Next scene, Dr. Heavenly is a big back BBL bully. I saw her in person. She's not a big back. Her BBL looks damn good. And the bully, I guess you could keep the bully. I'm okay with that. But she's not what she looks like on TV. Dr. Heavenly looks like a damn model, like a supermodel at that. And I'm not even joking. I swear. I looked at her. I was stunned. Because she looks nothing like she looks on TV. Anyway, moving on. Let's get to Malik, Yoba, and Quad. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, but King looks like a very young Malik Yoba, okay, without the ashy lips. Y'all go Google it, okay? Anyway, he comes over to the house, child. Quad got on this little bikini bottom. She got a cover up on, but the cheeks are out. The cheeks are out, and she is letting the cameras know, baby, she might be a little older than King, but she gives him what he wants, okay? They are, I don't know what number they're on. Y'all know they do it about 15 times a week, but she was definitely going to get one of them numbers in after them cameras went off, okay? But she got the champagne, the bubbly, she got some food. She tell him to go on ahead and put on his bikini, put on his swim trunks so that they can get into the hot tub, okay? They're having all kinds of sexy time. Listen, Greg and Sweet Tea, I'm gonna need y'all to have some moments. Well, it's too late. It looks like y'all gonna be off the show next week. But Quad is definitely getting her moments in. Anyway, she gets into the hot tub and she lets her man Malik Yoba Jr. know that she wants to move this relationship along. You know what I'm saying? Where are they? They've been dating for 2 years now. And she said, we love hard. Now, are there moments when we fight? She said, yeah, we can get into it. But that's how I know I love them, because, we still together. Don't you love me? And when she said, don't you love me? Malik Yoba did not answer. Malik Yoba Jr. looked at her and giggled like, child, you have no idea. I'll be trying to escape like a slave. Baby, I cried. It was hilarious. It was hilarious, the face that he gave to her. But anyway, she laughed the shit off. She knows how to play it off. She says, what are we doing? What's the next step? I've been talking to Dr. Heavenly, and she's letting me know, child, I ain't getting any younger, and I love you. I feel like you and I are compatible in every single way. He said, well, what are you looking at here? What do you mean the next step? She said, well, how about you move into the house? To which he said, as quick as he could possibly say it, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Now, when he said that ain't going to happen, you could definitely tell that he was seeing the future, and he was like, Quad is never going to get a chance to kick me out of this motherfucker. I'm not moving in here. I'm not moving in here. You're not kicking me out, Quad. Quad, I'm sure you are a feisty one when it's all said and done. He said, we could do something together, okay? But we will never move in together, not into this house, okay? And then he told her, she was like, well, why not? I mean, like, look at this house. You have any idea what it took me to buy my first house, to get it decorated and designed the way I want it? And he was like, that's cool. I mean, you can stay. I'm fine, okay, visiting you across town. You can either stay at my house every once in a while. We can keep this arrangement. But he's already letting her know, okay? And this is important because men do this better than women. They put this shit out here pretty immediately. If you are trying to get married or any of those things, they'll find something that they know is important to you, and they will basically make that the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's asking to move forward in this relationship, can we get married? Because remember, just a couple of weeks ago or earlier in the season, she was asking about doing IVF and stuff, right? So we thought that they were real in there. But he's like, I'm not even willing to live with you. So if you're not willing to live together, or at least live in the woman's house, because it's a nice fucking house, how are y'all having kids together then? I mean, it doesn't make sense. Not to me, it doesn't. Not to me, it doesn't. Anyway, so after they said all of that, he basically lets her know, you have a lot of issues with gender roles. And that was interesting too, because Quad just said, well, King is a man's man. So I know that this kind of stuff is really important to him. He says to her, you have a problem with gender roles. Like, you flip out if the trash isn't taken to the curb. And he started naming some other shit. And then they gave us a flash of like a little black and white scene of Quad saying, this damn trash hasn't been taken out in days. That's probably the thing that really does break down relationships. That's when you know that you're in it for real. The honeymoon phase is over, because you do get pissed off with some of those things, okay? So that's basically how it ends. He said, I'm going to recommend that we do something else. And you can hear him say in the background, I think she'll see it my way eventually. So he's basically saying, it's never going to happen the way you want it to. She'll see it my way eventually. Go ahead with your bad self, Malik. Okay. I'm upset I did not recognize he looked like Malik Yoba. My husband was like, why does he look like a young Malik Yoba? I was like, God, he does look like Malik Yoba. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Cecil and Simone. Oh, my Lord, child. What are y'all raising over there? Now, listen, I said yesterday that I was really impressed with RHOA and them little babies, child. And I actually like to see the little spoiled Black girls. I really do. But I know that being spoiled can be a handicap, especially for men, and especially for Black men. Right now, Cecil and who is it? Little Cecil and little Simone, Miles and Michael. Y'all have disappointed the fan base, child. I mean, listen, I get it. You're not my sons, but damn, get off your mama's tits now, both of y'all. The fact that y'all have ran through them damn colleges and she had to put you in the damn community college and then send you over here because y'all were wasting that woman's money. Then she told you you got 1 year in this condo rent free. Then y'all got to start picking up the slack. Take on these utilities, take on the rent, take on all of it. Otherwise, I'm going to put your ass on the street. Y'all got to learn how to take care of yourselves, feed yourselves. They just refuse. Now you had your mom and your daddy come to your house, clean it. Okay. Never have I ever had my mama clean my house. Ever. I don't even know how that works. Oh my God, good for y'all. Listen, I've just never seen it. Now, as people get older, like when my grandmother was aging, you had to go over and clean her house because shit, she used to do everything for you when you was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? But these boys are young and capable. Who are they bringing over there? Dishes in the sink, sky high, dirt everywhere, clothes everywhere, nasty as can be. Even Simone said that this nasty ass condo is a violation of their agreement. And she had already told him if she walks into that space and it's dirty, she was going to kick him out. But she didn't act on it. The first time she cleaned it herself, she wrote a bill for $400 and something. This time she is saying to them, I'm going to have to move y'all back in with me. How is that punishment? And then rent the condo out because you can't keep it clean. Cecil makes a recommendation that they pay something toward the mortgage now. We know, and this is what he said, the bill for the house, including utilities, the mortgage and utilities, is a little over $2,000. He said, I know that the two of you, two grown adults, don't make $2,000 or enough to meet the bill together. So if y'all could just show us your paychecks, we'll take 5% of that out. Trifling. There's nothing else to say. I would be so upset. But I don't know. I think Simone is upset because she knows exactly what that looks like. Cecil's like, they're still his babies. He'll do whatever he wants. They can do whatever they want. Moving on, next scene, we are at the Fight Against Diabetes event. Everyone is en route. We find out that Eugene has to work that day. And King won't be there because the network hasn't finished their investigation. So he's not allowed. Everybody else on the cast is coming through, though. What else? We have all of the doctors. This is a good scene. Everybody wants to know, well, they don't talk about medicine. They talked about medicine. Every single one of the doctors talked about how diabetes affect their specific practice, right? Gestational diabetes. Heavenly was talking about how it affects the teeth, things like that. So it was real interesting if you were interested in that part, right? Then we got the men of the cast are outside there in a huddle. And this is before Dr. G and Sweet Tea get there. Okay. So they're talking about how wonderful it is to be a part of this event, how the wives are getting along, things like that. Right. And Steve, the football player, Steve is making his mark. In fact, Steve talks way more than his wife. Have y'all noticed that? He is just like, he's a part of the show. He loves Married to Medicine. He loves this show. He loves being a part of it. And you can tell. Sorry about that. I had to take my jacket off, child. I'm burning up. Hopefully I just look dewy and not sweaty. Okay. Anyway, we get Heavenly and Contessa. They are inside. They are talking about basically getting along as a group. Contessa really wants to impress upon Quad that she wants both her and Sweet Tea at these events. And she kind of says, if you're paying attention, she says, I get it. Greg is the problem, but we didn't kick you out the group. in the past when Greg was the problem. You should have a little more empathy for Sweet Tea. Both of you can be here in these spaces, okay? This is how Contessa's saying it. And I'm kind of like, well, damn, she's throwing Dr. G under the bus. If nobody's paying attention, she's throwing him under the bus. But she tells Quad, you know what it was like to be married to that man for all intents and purposes. You know what it was like to be married to that man. And you had the same kind of issues. You was hostile to the group. You was funny acting to the group. You was all these things to the group. Sweet Tea is living out your space right now. You should have more empathy, and both of you should be able to be in the same room together, even if Dr. G isn't here. Now, Quad is like, bitch, please. Okay. She's like, I'm not doing this with you. You just said to me the other day that you were choosing me. And now you done switched it up. Okay. So she does not like that at all. And while she's doing all that, Heavenly is in the back, waiting for the double Dutch rope to come so she can jump in and say what she has to say to Contessa. It ain't going well, okay? But she's back there saying, not when there's a police order involved, not when there's a this. Contessa's trying to calm her down. She's like, you're being negative. Shut up, girl, okay? I'm trying to talk some sense into Quad. Now, if y'all remember when Contessa was at Quad's house, she was the one who got up first and went over and hugged Quad and said, I understand what you're going through now. I'm so sorry, and all this other stuff. We choose you. Now she's switching it up. And I don't know. Contessa is a little flaky, and I don't like it. Anyway, going forward, Heavenly's still talking. Contessa doesn't like it. And Contessa says, you can go. She dismisses Heavenly. You can go home. I'm tired of your shit. Now, this is where things get a little rowdy. Okay, hold on. Let me see what y'all got to say. Contessa picked the wrong time to bring that up to Quad. That was a conversation that could have been had prior to the event. You think so? It was a wrong time to bring it up, it seemed, right? Because when we did see her the last time, she seemed to be saying to Quad, I'm more on your side than anything. Right now, she is trying to say, let's, at the very minimum, let's embrace Sweet Tea. Let's keep her here and everybody else do their thing. And she's going to switch it up again, too, in just a few minutes. But while all that's going on, Quad is looking like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't even understand it. And at the end of the day, my support system, actually, she said, we need to be a support system to Sweet Tea. She said, not when my support system isn't here. King is my support system. And if this is the shit they are actively doing to remove King from me, then no, I'm never going to fuck with the Lunsfords, okay? I'm never going to be on their side. I'm never going to be in the same space with them. It is what it is. I don't give two shits. And she said, I don't remember this speech. I don't remember this speech last year when they was, doing things and putting shit in my face. Y'all all seem cool with that. Now, this is when Contessa reminds Quad, well, last year, everybody was kicking your ass out the group too. Do you remember that you didn't have anybody support last year? Again, everybody's just sitting there like, oh my God, why is this happening? Now they have the attention of all the people at the event who's there to learn about how to, live safely or correct their diabetes, child. It's just a mess. Everybody's being messy as hell. But long story short, after all of this, we get to see Contessa. Sometimes Contessa gets into her soldier moment. Y'all know she said that the military was some of the best times in her life, right? And sometimes she gets to a place where she's like doing this. She'll bark orders. She wants people to just walk a straight line. What I say goes. And every time she does that, it reminds me of when, what's that man's name? Is it Donnell Holmes? Is it Donnell Jones? He was a singer, right? His mama was on the show. It was Contessa's nanny. And she just got to the house and Contessa started barking orders to her. And she said, you a bitch. And I quit. And she quit right then. Them kids were still trying to get ready for school. That's Contessa all day. I happen to like it, though. I think it's okay for TV, child. I mean, Contessa isn't as smart as she is. She's not going to be as successful as she is without pushing some buttons. That's all there is to it. I know people want to think that quiet and closed mouths are the one that gets fed. It's not. It's the people that talk loud, demand shit, get things done. Okay. Contessa is a person that gets things done. She knows what she wants out of life. But she did get that little moment out. She might be a little flip-floppy, but she told the truth. Glad she told Heavenly to stay in her lane. Okay, well, let's look to see what y'all picked in regards to whether or not y'all thought it was cool for them to pick a side. Because most people feel like they should stay out of it, right? Most of the time, people are like, stay out of it, let them work it out. But they're definitely asking that sides get picked. Hold on. If you haven't taken the poll, take it. It's at the top of the chat. All right, let me put the information on the screen. Okay. This just keeps me honest, so I like to show it to y'all. So is Greg going too far is what it should say. Is Greg going too far asking the cast to choose sides? 69% of y'all said yes, it's not the cast fight. It is their fight, okay? So if you're not able to sit down and talk to your ex-wife and work things out, then why should we decide which one of y'all stay? Y'all figure it out. Dr. Jackie even said, typically we vote people off the island, but now we're not doing that anymore. Y'all decide who stays and who goes. It's not going to be us. 68% of y'all said that. 19% said no, that the group should actually pick Quad or T. And 12% of y'all said you was waxing your mustache. What I missed, okay? Okay, cool. Cool. All right, let me take this down. Okay, so anyway, this is how you know, like I said, they weren't necessarily breaking the fourth wall, but that's what they're telling us. Jackie even says, we're not going to pick a side. We're not picking sides. Y'all figure this shit out. If you want to say, you say. If you don't, you don't. Okay. Anyway, long story short, Dr. G and his wife, Letitia, comes walking in the door. And when they're walking in, Quad said, that is my time to go. Because I told you I'm not sticking around for this shit. Her and Dr. Heavenly ends up walking out the door. Dr. Heavenly had to have the last word. So she screams out, Contessa, get some help, baby. Okay. And they go. Looks like Sweet Tea is really happy to see everybody. She comes in, she gives hugs. Contessa tells them where to set up so they can talk about mental health and diabetes. And she pulls Sweet Tea aside. When she pulls her aside, she's basically saying to her, how's your mental health? How are things with you? And she was like, yeah, you know, this group does affect my mental health. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Listen, what I was trying to tell the group is that we choose you, T. We want you to be a part of this, and we want Quad to be a part of this. And now T is looking at her crazy like, no, bitch, it won't be me and Quad. Pick a side. She's feeling the same way, okay, as everybody else. And at the end of the day, she says, listen, T does the same thing she did to Toya. At this point, it doesn't matter to me. It's what Greg wants. And she's making it sound like she doesn't want to participate. They're saying, do you want to be in this group? And she's like, I can't answer that. I don't know. And that's when Contessa says, I want to fight for T, but if she don't want to be a part of the group, what the fuck am I fighting for? Exactly. Exactly. What are you fighting for? If this girl wants to be a part of the group, she's going to have to perform. She's going to have to come on the show and do what everybody else does. It's a TV show. It operates because people watch it and because it gets advertising dollars. That's how they rake in millions, right? But if you're not willing to participate, if you're saying at this point, I can't even tell you, then you don't want to be here. And there's no reason for you to try to push the fight. But she's letting her know she's not even going to, I don't care. I don't care. And that pisses Contessa off because Contessa did a little number just before she walked in the door where she was screaming and hooting and hollering thinking she had the answer. And she didn't. So it is what it is, okay? Now we have the men. They are outside in the hot ass sun in Georgia, sitting on the steps of the church. Okay. And everybody's there except for Damon, I think. Damon and, of course, Eugene, because he didn't come. But now they get a chance to have a one-on-one with Dr. G. And this time, Steve, the new guy, is chiming in, okay? And he said, listen, are you really going to let that little shit that happened on the beach like affect you and affect your position on this show? Like, do you understand what you are saying out loud? And Dr. G is like, who is this? I don't know you. And I think it's actually Contessa's husband, Scott, who says he doesn't see it as a little thing. Like, he believes that man attacked him. We had a conversation with him the other day, child, and he told us he was right to call the police and all the things. So you need to pipe down, okay, Steve? I get it, but no, he feels this is a problem. And Dr. G said, at the end of the day, I don't feel like anybody's supporting us. This woman, this man, we don't know them. They did come against us. They were disrespecting me. They were disrespecting my marriage, my wife. And he feels away. And he said, at the end of the day, I am not going to lay that lawsuit aside, because they did ask him point blank, is there any way you could drop your grievance? Take this, not lawsuit, excuse me, pressing charges. Can you take them charges off? Is there any way that we can all just be good in the group? It wasn't that big of a deal. They keep saying it wasn't that big of a deal. He feels it is, and that's it. That's it in a nutshell. Okay. Let me see what else y'all got going on. Sonia said that she loved Dr. Contessa. Dr. G told King that he would find out. He sure did. Quad, King, Jackie, Eveline need to go. Quad is not married to a doctor. Who does that leave? You want Contessa and Sweet Tea just to be on the show? Y'all, this show has been on the air with pretty much the same people for 11 seasons. There is a formula that works for the show. These mean women of medicine, new group of Black excellent people, whoever they bring is going to have to figure out how to also bring drama to the show, because nobody watches TV shows for nothing. You are watching a show that comes on Sunday night at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. They're expected to put on a show for us. If they fire Dr. Heavenly and Quad, there will be no show. There will be no show. That ends the show. You are right about that. I think that Contessa, even though I do love Contessa, she's a little too pretentious. And if y'all go back and watch her in the beginning seasons, she was almost unbearable a lot of the time. There was moments that were just like, Contessa, Lord Jesus. She used to get cussed out quite a bit, especially by Simone. She would get into it with Toya all the time. The only reason why she is good now is because she's taken a break and she missed that money. So she wants to come back. That's my feelings. Okay. And I'm saying this as somebody who liked all the ladies. I really expected when Sweet Tea first came on. I told y'all this before. I went over in her comments on IG and I congratulated her for being on this cast, because I was like, girl, like, do you have any idea what you're walking into? I thought she had the cojones to do what she needed to do. I did not realize that she was that green. I really didn't. I didn't. But she is juggling a lot. She has a new marriage. There's a lot going on in that marriage, despite what people want to believe. You can tell that there is. You see it in confessional, especially this past season. When Greg is talking sometime, Sweet Tea is like, you could see it in her face. She's forcing herself not to speak. She doesn't, there's some things that they just have to figure out. And this could be true of all marriages first year. Shit, mine wasn't happy every day. But you have to learn certain things. The internet, social media, the TV show, all of that can add extra pressure that you don't need. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm Sweet Tea, not Gregory. Well, you can't have Sweet Tea and no Gregory, child. Gregory's going to be there. But we will see. We will see. Right now, Gregory and Sweet Tea appear to be saying without saying that this is their last season. To me, that's what they said. But I don't know. I give this episode a solid 8.5. I thought it was actually really good. I liked it. I liked it. I'm sad. Nah, that's not true. I'm not sad. I was about to lie. Child, I'm fine. Everything's good. Everything's good. What else? Do y'all have any questions about the show or anything that I didn't get an opportunity to share in this review? I did hear that Sweet Tea and Toya got into it. It sounds like Sweet Tea may have gotten into it with everybody, all of the ladies at some point, except for Contessa. But like, I know she got into it, called Heavenly a bitch. She called Dr. Jackie a bitch. I think she ran up on Toya. She pushed Simone to the ground. She pushed Cecil to the ground when she was into it. I think it was way too soon in their relationship to sign up for the show with his ex-wife, especially if his mental capacity wasn't intact. I agree. The flashbacks that they were doing on Dr. G has been interesting. I know he has a problem with Quad, but when you look at the show, that can also have some feelings when they go home. You know what I'm saying? Like watching him cuss out Quad. I've been taking care of you since the day I met you. That shit was crazy. The way they keep pushing the narrative that he was more upset. And this is what I think happened. Because remember when they were on the beach and I think Sweet Tea says something like, he divorced you. And Quad was like, I filed for divorce on that man, right? And then we see like two flashback scenes or 3 flashback scenes where he said, it really pissed me off that she said she filed on me. I ain't doing that shit. Why would that piss you off? Unless you lied about it. You know what I'm saying? You lied. You told that girl a lie. And now you punching way too hard to get her to believe you. And you can see that she has a lot of doubt on her face when he does that. You can see it. It's written all over her face. And that's unfortunate. I would say if you told her some solid lies that she believed, you might want to get your ass off the show because they'll run a flashback on you in a second. Okay, that is what got the ball rolling. He actually said it. When she said she filed papers on me, that's when I was like, not the popping and the locking, because that's what tells us that you lied to Sweet Tea about it. Because Sweet Tea has been saying all over these internets, Dr. G left Quad, okay? Remember in the beginning, a lot of people do this shit. A lot of people do this shit, and then you get upset when the ex-wife and the new wife start comparing notes. Dr. G lied. Dr. G lied. He did file charges. What's up, uppity? Welcome, welcome. Love to see you come over here and support Honey Bunny. I'm late. You're going to have to rewind it, child. You're going to have to rewind it. We got one more episode before we get this 3-part reunion, and we will see what happens. But anyway, I went over to her IG page, and I told her, congratulations on being on this is going to go down in history as one of the most historic shows. I don't care what people feel or think. This show is like no other. All doctors, all professionals, mostly women, college educated, rubbing elbows with the who's who, the creme de la creme in politics and entertainment. This is like no other on any other show on Bravo. And the way they're able to pull in the new people who have just as many accolades, right? Because Dr. Mimi and Steve, that's the bomb.com. I love it. We don't get to see that all the time. But I will say, and I already said this, they have more education than any show, black or white. Okay? We should be celebrating that more than any other show. Okay? That's why them babies are spoiled and don't know how to clean the house. All right? So yeah, that's it in a nutshell, y'all. I'm still reviewing Behind the Gates. I got a couple of episodes that I need to go through. I realized that I said something wrong in my first review when I was talking about the nephew and the auntie Danny. So I need to go in and make that correction. But I'm debating on whether or not I should do them live. I think I'm just going to do them live and call it quits, okay? But that's it, y'all. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, for coming over, hanging out, talking about Married to Medicine Child. I appreciate every comment that y'all put in the chat. Thank you to all of the moderators who came over. Thank you to all of the peeps, okay, who hung over here, including Miss Uppity. I see you, girl. But outside of that, y'all, that's it, okay? Hit the like button, share the video, of course. Follow me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.